Hi, are you able to hear me?
Yes, Ram. Yep.
Yes.
Yes, Ram.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So let's start maybe in a minute. Guys, if you are speaking to other than class, maybe you can mute yourself. Okay. So last week we have discussed about um, MRP. So we have understood how this MRP works and other stuff. So today we will be talking about production planning. So in that production planning, how we can work through MRP Live, how we can use production planning through MRP Live. And let all you know that I have uploaded all the documents, so you can check always. And one more thing, okay, I'll tell you later, little later. We will see how we can work it out. Hi Suleiman. What's the time now in that place?
It's 10:30 now.
10:30. Okay. Guys, actually, we last 2 weeks. I have not taken any classes, so we thought that we will also take one more session only on Saturday. So my timings would be I will just showcase. If you are willing, then only I will take it. Otherwise, no issues. So I'm just opening now. Mm. So right now what we are doing is we are taking India time 2 to 3:15, then 3:30 to 4:50, 4:45 or 5:5. This is what we are taking right now. So apart from these stuff, if you are okay, we will add one more session in the morning from 11:30 to 1 p.m. India time. So that means 2.5 hours below that. Now it is 10:30 means maybe your 8 o'clock, Suleiman. So 11:30 to 1, I will 11:30 to 1 I will take one session. Then we have lunch time for 1 hour in India. Then again 2 to 3:15 same thing how we are taking, and 3:30 to 4:45. So if we do that, at least we will be able to close this course in next 5 weekends. So because we are not taking on Sundays, actually speaking, we are delaying this course, and I don't know how you guys are taking this. Uh, this is just a request from my end. If you are okay, we will do it, or we can do how we are doing right now. So is this possible? This timing addition of this 11:30 to 1?
When you are planning to go for this session, Ram?
Today it will not be possible. So next week onwards.
Okay, so just can we update to our
Yes,
institute people?
yes,
Is it
yes,
fine?
yes,
Because
yes.
we need to check our schedules. So then it will be okay. So most probably on Monday we will update. Deepak, is it fine, right, for you?
No need to tell today because the other guys also has to accept this. So if it is also working, just tell them yes or no. So if everyone say yes, then only I will proceed. If one guy say no, then no issues. How we are doing now, we will continue, no issues. Okay, so that's all, that announcement. Now we will get into our plans. So let's start today with S4 HANA PP. What we have discussed till now is that okay, let me open. We have run MRP live. When we are running MRP live, what we thought is a planned order will be generated, a purchase requisition generated for the dependent requirement. For BOM explosion to happen, what is required is two things. One, production version creation, then routing, proper routing also has to be updated in your system. So I just given one routing, but how that routing generated and all those stuff, today we will see in PP master data for some time, and then we will go into a new concept called advanced ATP today. So in PP master data, I'm just sharing this PP. I don't know whether we have discussed this PP master data last class. Did we discuss about this PP master data?
No, Sriram.
Okay. Okay, right. So what it has is PP master data. So I'm just giving a high level overview what it has, PP master data. So the additional point in PP is the work center. So we already know shipping point, storage location, plant, company code, client, and other stuff. But the other point is the work center. So here in the entire organization structure, client, company code, chart of accounts, credit control area, fiscal year variant, controlling area, these are all finance structures. Purchasing organization, purchasing group, plant, green color are MM, sales, distribution channel, division, other color is showing. But one important point is the work center, which is related to PP. So what is work center? What is routing? First we will understand these two concepts, and then how to include this in the PP we will see, and then we will continue the rest of the things. So operations are carried out at work center. So normally work center means, as we already know, we will do some task at work center. So car assembly, if we are doing a car assembly, it's a work center. 4 tires we are assembling to a car, it's a work center. So some operations are carried out at work center. So in the work center, what are the organizational units? We have MRP controller, production scheduler. All these people are responsible for that. So it has bill of master data, work center master data, work center control tree. We will discuss product routing, all those stuff one by one now. So first we'll talk about bill of materials. So we already know bill of materials. So CS01, we could be able to create this bill of materials. No need to discuss. I will share this PPT, so you will be able to see this. But where exactly we are using this BOM? MRP uses BOM to determine the dependent requirements. Controlling uses BOM to calculate production cost. Production uses BOM to issue proper quantities of components and raw materials to the shop floor. So MRP uses BOM to determine the dependent requirements, controlling and production. So these are the 3 BOM components we have. Then work center is a location where value added work need to be produce a material is to be carried out. So it is a location where value added work, some work will be discussed in this work center. It can be a machine, or it can be a group of machines, or entire production line. So now how we can do it? It is used for scheduling, costing, and capacity planning. I will show it in the system. So it has multiple views. Everything I have documented, so I will just showcase this. So CR01 is the Astosh, just one quick question. Hello.
Yes, Sriram.
So where are your friends? I am not showing. You all are attending from your laptop?
Yes, yes.
Okay, right. Okay, okay, okay.
Yes, we are using a single laptop.
Oh, okay. No issues. No issues. Okay, you are projecting that. Right. Okay. Thank you. No issues.
Yes, yes,
Yeah. Okay. See, right now we have we will create one work center. So plant will be SL01. So you will enter some work center. For example, I am creating 1111 is my work center. Then work center category. What is your work center category? Whether it's a machine, labor, production line, anything. So I'm just entering. Now, who is person responsible? So now if I select this, I'm getting some 001. Who is responsible for this? So I'm just selecting this. But how this 001 is there? So I have documented that in a PPT. So this 001, how it arrived? We went to project system, structures, operative structures, network, work center, specify person responsible for work center. So this is how this 80 slides of PPT will explain entire PP in a very decent manner. So I have updated like this, so it will be useful for you. Okay, so entire configuration. Okay, have documented like this. So where this person responsible, project system, structures, operative structures, network, and work center. Specify person responsible for work center. So I have created for this 5432 plant. I have created. So you can create for your own plant. So again we will go back to this. So work center is 1111. Then usage. What for we are using this work center? So we are using for production. So I am just putting for all task list. Whatever is there, everything it will be used in production. Now standard value key. Where exactly we are using this? We are using for normal production. So I'm just putting a normal production. The moment I put and enter, it has some setup, machine, and labor. What is the unit for this? So this is just an SAP example I am just putting. Right. Now in the default values, we have to see the controlling key. So what for we are doing? So we are using a standard one, PP01. So PP01 is for internal production. So here we have to give what is our so HR. Then capacity planning. So what is my capacity category? So it's a machine. So you select this capacity responsible. So this is also SAP example I have just given. So this is also there in the PPT. I will show it. Base unit will be HR. Capacity utilization 100%. That's it. Now what is my setup formula? This is just for production. I am just showcasing. So we have SAP 06 production message requirements. Then we have scheduling. What is my capacity category? Machine. Costing. Here we have to provide to which cost center we are supposed to add. So when I enter my cost center, I have created for SL01 SAP dummy. So I have created so many cost centers. So I am just entering 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are all some real production planning, drilling, strong. We don't have to much worry about this. But why I am explaining these things, you will get to know in half an hour why we are creating this work center. So I just added a little stuff around work center PP master data, and then I am saving. I have created 4 ones in SL01. Now after creating work center, what is the next step is routing. So what is routing. Routing is nothing but sequence of operations held at a work center. So I have entered all the information here, so you will get to know. So what is routing? Routing means a list of tasks or operations that must be performed to convert a material or part or component or a product. Routing is a sequence of operations. Where it happens, the sequence of operations, it happens in are used to determine work centers. So what we supposed to do, we have to create a routing now for the said work center. So I will go to CA01 now. Here sequence of operations, if I add 10, 20, 30, that's called sequence. So here I will add my work center, which I have created right now. I created 1111, and this is my plant, and this is my controlling key, which is PP01. Just now I created standard production. And then here we have to update how much time it will take for one base quantity, setup time, machine time, and labor time. This came default because when we open this default, some other cost center is there. If you want, we can change. Okay, I will get 48 hours for my setup, 48. So and labor 48 hours. So it will take this much time for me to complete this. So activity type 10 is not set up for cost center. So we have to remove this activity type which I have created earlier. Right. So when I create routing, I'll get a number 51002, which I have created, was saved with group 1002. Now what we are supposed to do, we have set up routing, and in that the sequence of operation is 10, and for the 10 we have done one task, we have added in the work center. So first we created a work center. Sequence of operations held at work center is called routing. It's a route. Step 10, step 20, step 30, step 40. But where these steps has to be done, where the sequence is to be done, at some work center only. So that's what we created a work center. We added 1111. Now if BOM explosion happen, we have to give this routing. So /n mm02. We'll go to MRP4 to see my SL01. Here we go to production version. Suppose take generated production version 02. Here we have to give our task type. So what is our task type? Just now we have created. So we have created this for this particular material. Fert fin is our material. So this for this material only I have created. This is valid from that date. And continue. Here we have to add. So for BOM explosion to happen, three important points are required. One is automatic generation of production version. Second, minimum lot size and maximum lot size. Third, routing. In that routing, we have to give the routing number. So we will add from today. Right. Now when we run MRP live, So MD01N. We select BOM components. We select determination of basic dates as well as planning mode. See here for 1015, 1016 selected dependent requirements. Now if I go here, I have generated planned orders. So if I try to convert one planned order to production order, because BOM explosion happened because of routing created. How routing created? First we created a work center. For that work center we generated a routing, and that routing we taken into that particular material production version. That's why BOM explosion happened. Now from planned order to what is my product PP cycle? Planned order to production order, production order to production order confirmation. So I will have to take to production order, convert planned order into production order. So again some settings are missing. So what are all those settings we will see now. Production version required, it cannot be converted. So in the planned order, because we are using a manual search, what we are supposed to do is MD16 MD17 or 18. Change planned order. I think this is MD15 or yeah, change planned order MD12. So I go to this 5728. Okay. Here we have to put our storage location, production version. So for we have two production versions. So I am putting it as an right. Now once again, if we run MD 01N 5728, we have anyhow MD 01N. See here, HANA for low level code, it is showing as 0001. So now that error is not gone. So generate operation, we are generating an operation automatically. So if we go to this operations, the generated operation will be shown, which is an this thing. Here we have to give our work center, which is nothing but 1111. So in production order creation, we are giving this work center. Then if I go to components, we have that component, So what is our component? 1016. We are not bothered about that cost because we are not using controlling, right? So we could able to create our order, production order. So now we created a production order. If you want to see the whole thing in the Fiori, then we will have okay. In the PP master data for routing. So once again we created routing. So I have given everything here, production version, everything. This is related to pure PP, but we do not require this much to go into this. So we created a production order creation. And then once we production order is done, then we will do a production order confirmation. So there are some settings, OPK4, no parameters defined for the plant for the order PP01. These are the PP standard configurations which you can, by looking at yourself, define order types. Standard production order PP01, we have to define order type dependent parameters. This is a PP configuration. Scheduling parameters, checking control, production scheduling profile. Why I am showing this I am not going to teach in more detailed manner, but what is important is that in this the whole thing is revolving around one important point, is the production version. So BOM explosion happen by production version will only happen, it only happen because it has a proper routing. How routing will come? Create a work center and then create routing for that work center. For what you are doing all these things? For a material. So in that production version, you give this routing, then automatically BOM explosion happen during MRP live and dependent requirements will be generated. So this is about the PP master data. So we have completed how to create a production order from planned order. Now I will also share one integrated PP how it works. So this is just for your reference, and then I will update in the shared folder so that you will be able to get a complete understanding of how this look like. So this is a mix of PP as well as controlling. Controlling part I may not be able to explain, but I will try to give you an overall picture of how it look like. So integrated accelerated manufacturing. So I'll just open this. Guys, are you able to see one Windows Media Player now? Deepak?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So whatever we have done now, we will be able to see in Fiori also. So in Fiori, we have an MRP controller, production supervisor, finance controller. How these three will run this entire PP scenario. How these are involved, I'll explain now. So this demo, you could not able to read this, but when I upload, you will be able to read it. But what is this is, one role is assigned to these three groups. So first I am creating a production order. See how simple it is. In classic GUI, we have to enter so many fields, but here how many less fields are required if you have done proper configuration. Enter material, plant, order type, basic start date, end date, scheduling type, quantity, click on submit, you will be able to create a production order. But if you want to create through MRP or through individual production order, you have to enter plenty of fields. So he's entering order type PP01, quantity 100, start date and end date. So basic end date and basic start date, when we are going to finish this. And scheduling type, we are taking it in backward. So in PP we have two, right? Backward as well as forward. So backward means from that date back we will be able to do the planning. So I entered all the details. Then I have to click on this submit button. Then production order will be created. Now production order created means what? It is mentioned that if I have to do production, I need material, whether raw material is available or not for that particular production order. So what I will do, I will go to monitor my production orders. I created a production order. Now I will go and see whether I have any missing components or whether I will be able to do production, how much time, what is the delay, everything I will be able to see. So I am just going through my material first. So I selected my material. I go to my managed orders button. So this is a portable DVD player. I'm just going to the personalized section of to see how many materials I have. So for my order, quantity 100 is less. Total 126 pieces are not available. So I have to start procurement now. So I'll go and procure. See from one Fiori app to another Fiori app how the link is connected. That is most important beauty of S4HANA. Earlier we used to go and enter some different T codes. From here itself, we are going from one Fiori app to the another Fiori app. So when I choose my procure, when I enter my create purchase requisition, I could able to create. Then after create, I have to do post goods entry because that material is not available. So this is a normal GR transaction. So I am just entering this. Now I have done this production order. So these are all you can read you in your own time. This is a SAP Lumira. This thing. This is just for reference purpose only. There is no big thing in it. So if you want to see some analytical part, you can play at your convenient time. I will share this. So all this is about how Lumira dashboard look like. So now we have material available in place. Now what I have to do? I have to release my production order because now material is available. So because material is available, now I will be able to do my production. I will upload this shared folder, this entire video, so you will be able to go through it. So now we created a production order. We have seen there is a material shortage. So we created within the purchasing requisition, done the goods receipt. Now we came to production order. Now we are releasing for production. That means now we have material available. We can only release to production when material is available. No material, no production order will be released. Now production order is released. That means now production has done. Now what we are supposed to do? Confirm production order. So when we are confirming my production order, I have to give some output. So suppose I have 100 goods for which I have 200 components which I have issued. So when I taken the 200 components and manufactured 100 goods, I have to confirm that, okay, I have manufactured 100 goods, 100 finished goods. So when I am manufacturing, click on this confirm button. I have to give yield. Yield means how much are I could able to produce. So I could able to produce 95. One I have maintained as a scrap, and I have to give some scrap reason. So after with 200 quantity, 95 finished goods I prepared with excellent condition, 1 scrap, and 4 I still have to do rework. So now I have to confirm the production order. So this is a final production order. Now I am saving this. Now I have to confirm. So if you see here, okay, 1 minute, I just want to show with color coding how good it is. See, this is your total blue color, which is 100, out of which this is the green color 95, which I have produced. 1 is I have maintained as scrap, and 4 I have maintained as rework. And then finally I clicking on this confirm button. Right. Now I have confirmed my production. That means this much production I have done. Now what finance guy has to do in this particular task is they will check the production cost, and they will do any production variance they have identified. They do that settlement now. So I'm selecting my order, and if at all, if there is any actual overhead, I will have to select that. So this is about the actual overhead cost I am just doing. I'm just showcasing that in controlling how it will happen. Now once I have that, then I will do variance calculation. That means why we have to do variance? Because for 100 quantity, 95 is the yield, 1 is scrap, 4 is the rework. So everything will be showcased in this overhead variance calculation. Okay, so this is how through MRP we could able to do production order confirmation, and this thing we'll be able to see this. So with that, we have finished the main PP master data. So in PP, we are started from business partner first. Then we completed material ledger. Then we completed theory fundamentals. Then we completed MRP for MM. we understood what are the different MRP structures we have in MRP live. Then we have understood in PP how it look like. Now in S4 HANA Delta, the major change will be advanced ATP concept. So this is a most important topic, advanced ATP. So today we are going to discuss that advanced ATP now. So I'll just take a break for 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Now it is 2:42. We'll take only 5 minutes. So 2:47 India time. Exactly from now onwards, 5 minutes. We will start. We will be in the class only. I'm just putting myself mute. I have to take some document out. So I'm just giving 5 minutes break. Then we will start, as this is the most important topic in this training. Okay, I'm just putting myself on mute for 5 minutes. Thank you. Okay, guys, I'm just opening Fury Launchpad now. So it is opening. I will have to showcase something on advanced ATP.
ठीक है, one question.
Guys, just give me another 2 minutes. I have to find the document. Yes. Okay, guys, I'm back. So let me introduce a new concept. The most important topic in S4 HANA is the advanced ATP concept. So we already know that in what is advanced concept and where exactly it is used. So before that, let me give some brief about backorder processing. So what is backorder processing? Backorder processing is a process which is used to change your sales order confirmations. Why we have to change order confirmation? It is only because when your stock is less and demand is more, you have to prioritize which customer demand I have to fulfill. So if you have a customer demand of 100 and the available stock is 60, so this 60 you have to distribute those customers. Sometimes out of 3 customers you give 60 to only one customer who is a premium customer, which you are regularly getting business from that customer. So this back order processing is used to change your order, sales order confirmation based on available stock and your business strategy also. So what exactly happened in the back order processing? You have to re-perform your ATP check to change the confirmation of orders. So what sort of orders we have till now in R3? We have high priority customer orders, rush order we call it as an. And whenever there is a change in the availability stock or change in your supply situation, that means you have less material and you have more demand. So during that time, you normally change this confirmation. Okay. So if you are confirming a customer, okay, I will give one example for this. Okay, if you see here, before BOP, after BOP, we have two sales orders, 10057, 10094. Creation date, June 20, 2007, June 23. Both customer numbers. Both are asking same material. One has given a normal priority, order quantity 10. I confirmed on June 20th. That means by June 20th, I already confirmed. June 23rd, I have a customer, but this customer delivery priority is high. Of course, June 20th, normal priority customer is asking. June 23rd, high priority, for which we have not confirmed anything. This is before backorder processing. Now, what is backorder processing? Change the order confirmation dates, re-performing the ATP. So after backorder processing with the two customers, June 28, 23rd, same customer, same material, normal, order quantity same. This confirmation will be changed for normal delivery priority for high customer 20. That means even though we have to, his supply is June 20th, but because high priority is on June 23rd, we ignored this guy and commitment given to another customer. This is called back order processes. But how it happens? Because of your delivery priority, you put it as a high. This concept, have you understood this concept? Deepak, Suleiman, Astosh?
Yes.
Yes.
Sriram. Yep.
Hello, 1 minute. 1 minute. Hello, yes.
Yes, I understood.
So have you
Yes,
understood
Sriram.
this?
Yep.
Yes, Sriram, we very much understand.
Okay, right. So what we are trying to do, we changing the order confirmation. For high priority customer, we are giving 10 quantity. For low priority customer, we are not giving. Before BOP, after BOP. Okay. Now I understood that this is what is happened. We have not come to S4 HANA yet. Right now, what we are doing, this is we are doing for in R3 by using simple ATP check. This is happening. But right now, because of the global business demand, this is not at all sufficient for us. It is acceptable, but it is not sufficient in the changing business scenario. For a big MNC, I am just trying to differentiate between two customers. There are hundreds of customers, and hundreds of customers are asking same material and which we are manufacturing, to whom we should supply, to whom we should not supply, to whom first we should supply. So there could be some proper way of prioritizing the customers. If this can be done, then automatically you will have an efficient backorder processing. So to use that efficient backorder processing, we have to use advanced ATP concept. So how to use this advanced ATP concept? What will happen in this advanced ATP concept? So we will again go back to that PPT. I will switch between various these things. This is a OSS note 2400537 backorder processing in advanced available to promise in SAP S4 HANA. Now, what is the prerequisite for available to promise is that backorder processing in advanced available to promise in S4 HANA relies on S4 HANA rules functionality using SAP HANA rules framework. So this SAP HANA rules framework, which is required for this backorder processing. So again, this note will give you, it is a, you don't this HANA rule framework, which is totally done by a basis guy, you don't have to do it. But only thing is, if your advanced ATP has to work, this HANA rule framework has to be available in your system. Now, how to differentiate different customers? These are the 5 confirmation strategies we have for backorder processing. One is win, another one is gain, another one is redistribute, another one is fill, another one is delete. These are the 5 buckets we have for confirmation strategies, and we have to put all our customers into these buckets. And that means for a win customer, no matter whatever he requested, it should go to win customer. Then the second priority, gain customer. Then the next priority, redistribute. Next priority, fill. Next priority, delete customer. Whenever sales order is blocked, credit block something, those comes under this confirmation strategy. So by default, he won't get anything. Gain means once win customer, whatever he is asking is fulfilled, then we will look into this gain customer. So always gain customer, there is a possibility, but it is not 100% sure that his confirmation will be confirmed. Redistribute means whatever win and gain customer has taken, then the leftover will be redistributed. So I will show one example now. For example, we have 100 quantity. Now win customer, gain customer, redistribute customer, fill customer, delete customer. Now win customer, suppose he is asking 50. 50 you should give out of 100. Suppose you have available stock of 100. If this customer is in this win strategy, confirmation, how to do that I will showcase anyhow today or next class. But understand the concept. If he is in win confirmation strategy, then we have to give 50. Suppose gain customer is asking 60. Then what will happen? In this case, whatever win customer is asking 50, we have to give because we have 100. For gain customer, how much I can give? I can give only 50. This is the first case. For example, this win customer is asking 90. Then I should give 90 first without any other thought. For gain customer, I have to give 10. Suppose here I have 200. Then what will happen? gain customer is having 60, so he will get 60. Now his demand also fulfilled. It will come to redistribute. Again in the redistribute, we have, for example, R1A, one customer is there, R1B. Both are asking, this guy is asking 40, this guy is asking 40. Then again in the same redistribute strategy, if two customers are there, to whom we should first give? Of course, this is applicable to win customer also. Again W1, W1A, W1B. Again in gain also G1A, G1B customers are there. So again in this, the important to whom first I should give is based on prioritizer, or we call it as an one more word, sort attribute. I will showcase everything. So maybe you will not be able to understand until unless I will showcase. Showcase in the system. This is how it will. Suppose he is asking 40 and he is a first sort attribute. Then 90, 60, 150. He will get 40. Then the other guy will get only 10 because he got the 40. In the redistribute, again first customer got the 40. Second customer got only 10 because there is a sort attribute, and this sort attribute making R1A is the first customer in the redistribute strategy. Guys, this is very important. Are you able to understand this?
Yeah, Sriram, one question. In the overall conversation, you are not at all discussing about the delivery date of order. So in this entire process, we are not considering delivery date of a gain customer or a win customer. So we are not at all considering the delivery dates.
Okay. Delivery date comes as an sort attribute.
Okay. Okay.
That is one type of prioritizer. So sort delivery date is an attribute, but again in the delivery attribute, suppose sort attribute delivery date is there. For example, this is June 20th. We put sort attribute as delivery date, and this is that is I am just showcasing in R3 how it works. This I am showcasing based on June 23rd. In that case, if delivery date is the sort attributes, in the then this guy will get it. For example, for R1A customer, even though both are coming under redistribute strategy, sort attribute is not delivery date. Sort attribute is the high priority. In that case, this high priority is mentioned here. Prioritizer. Then 20th guy will come first. You understand what I am trying to say? Everything,
yeah, I got it. So in this one,
sort attribute which is called a prioritizer. Whatever prioritizer you have given here, whether it's a delivery date or it's a high priority or it's something else, based on that, within the same strategy, that customer will get first.
Okay, so within strategy, it is fine, Ram. Let's say you have a win customer and a gain customer. In between these two, let's say you got a order from gain customer that has to be delivered tomorrow, but you have already allocated some stock to win customer. So will the system gives a priority to gain customer?
Yes, fantastic question. Now I have given a high priority here. Okay, in the gain customer, it's normal priority. Okay, win customer, normal priority, but because he belongs to win customer, first it should go to this high priority is within the confirmation strategy, within that strategy, but first it will look blindly, it will look for win strategy customers. First his demands is to be fulfilled. Again gain customer, then it will come to redistribute. After that, once suppose again in win customers, to distinguish again, here he is having a high priority, he is having a low priority, then first it should be fulfilled W1A, then it should fulfill W1B, low priority. Then it will come to gain customer, again it will perform high priority, then G1A gain, then G1B normal. Irrespective of delivery date, whatever it is that within that first it will fulfill this, then it will fulfill delivery date or high or normal. Within that strategy, this sort attribute prioritize is only required within that strategy to distinguish which customer has to fulfill first. But this high normal will not influence the whole structure.
Okay, yeah, got it. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, so first win customer only fulfilled, then gain customer, then redistribute, then fill customer, then delete. Delete, we won't get anything. Fill customer, always lose. Again, within the win customers, to whom we should get, again that prioritizer is the important. So prioritizer which is an high priority, then he will get. Low priority he will get. Astosh and Suleiman, sorry, Deepak, are you able to understand this? Because once you understood only, I can go next. Hello,
Yeah, Ram.
Astosh, are you able to understand this priority?
Yes, yes, Ram.
Okay, okay, right. Okay, okay. So, how to do this stuff in SAP? So let's see. We will go to this.
म्यूट से नहीं लेता वो वहां से सिग्नल निकलता रहता है
ये कहाँ दिया
2 मिनट लगेगा
Right. Now we will see. To configure this entire thing, okay guys, I will finish this topic today itself, so I'll take till another 45 minutes. So let me give a call to EWM guy to start his class on 4:15. Okay, and he will take only 45 minutes to have 1 hour class today, because I can't leave this in the middle. Is that okay? So today class will be extended till 5:30. Is that okay? Another half an hour?
Okay.
Astos, is it okay if your class leaves
Okay,
till 5,
okay.
or you will be leave, you have to leave by 5?
Okay, Sriram.
Yeah, right. Okay. So 1 second, guys. I want to call to this guy. Just be second line on the line. Yeah, hi. So in this Fury app, we have four um, while it comes, we will go to right, ATP backorder processing. We will have four Fiori apps which are designed for this. One is configure BOP segment, configure BOP variant, schedule BOP run, monitor BOP run. BOP means backorder processing. So first we have to define a segment, then configure that BOP variant, then we schedule, then we monitor. So first I will showcase this Fiori apps, how to do it. So detailed step by step I have. So backorder processing segment and variant. What I am supposed to do is, first I have defined five segments. Five segments in the sense, customer has a promotion event. So I clicked on this configure BOP segment. Then I have to define five BOP segments I have defined. Customer has a promotion event. And what is the selection criteria? Sold to party of the ATP document equal to this. So next 15 minutes you won't understand, nobody will understand for first 15 minutes, but after that I will connect those threads so that you will be able to understand the whole thing. But let me go with my flow. First I have to define BOP segments. So what is my BOP segment? Customer has a promotion event. And what is my selection criteria? Sold to party of the ATP document. This signature is available SAP standard. I will showcase now. So we'll go to the system. Configure BOP segment. So I'm just clicking on this configure BOP segment. Okay. Now what I am supposed to do? I have to create one BOP segment. So I click on this create button. Segment name. I am just putting one segment. I will just showcase customer promotion event. Now here also I put as customer promotion event. Selection criteria, which is an important topic. So these signatures will come automatically. Okay, just hold for a second, guys. Sorry guys, I'm getting a call someone. Here in the selection criteria, we have to put, see, the moment I put it, I am getting some selection criteria, I am getting sub signatures. This is very important. So sold to party of ATP document. So if you go back and see whatever I am seeing in this, sold to party of the ATP document. Next is equal to, we will come. If I put I will get it. Then I have to put some customer name. So once again, I will go back. Is is equal to, I have to put copies. So I have to put single. I put some customer CUST. It is not there, but I'm just showcasing now. Equal to cust is one customer. Whatever we created. Then sort attribute. This sort attribute is order creation date, or high priority, or customer group, material, order creation date. So we have 31 categories. We have purchasing organization requested the sales document category, to whom we should give important. Supplying plant, organization division, product availability, delivery group, created by batch. Depending upon to whom first I should give importance. That is the main thing. So by default, order creation will be there. So once I have done this, once I have entered customer promotion event and everything, I have to click on activate. So customer promotion event, I have created my BOP segment. Now again we will go back to Fiori configuration. Customer has a promotion event. Now another customer is premium customer. Again sold to party of the ATP document equal to, again we will write this signature, order creation date. Again do not want more. Another thing, BOP, customer on credit block, another BOP segment, all other customers. So what I will do, I will create one more BOP segment just for your reference, all other customers. So I'll go back once again. I'll click on this create button. I enter my signature is all other cust. Now selection criteria I put. First I am using now supplying plant. Suppose sales organization of the ATP document is equal to IS is equal to single copy. I put SL01. I just put it. Now that means first I have created a customer as a promotion event. Now another segment is our promotion event, other than all customers will come under this aspect. A name must not contain spaces. Okay, here segment name we got some space. Yes. Okay, all other cust. Now I have created another BOP segment. Done. I have created two BOP segments. Now also you won't understand. Now you will understand later. Now I will create a configure BOP variant. So I have created one customer which has under customer promotion event. So and then remaining all other customers which are created to that sales organization, I will put it in a different block. Now I create configure BOP variant. I click on this create. I put it as an BOP variant. So new BOP variant, new BOP. So new BOP, I put it as an. Here now what I have to do is, here we have all confirmation strategies. To see here, add to win, add to gain, add to redistribute, add to fill, add to lose. First I will do redistribute. Okay, I select redistribute. What I have done, I have added all other customers. So sales organization, which is equal to SL01, belongs to redistribute strategy. Then I will add win customer. So if you see, for redistribute all other customers, for win customer, I am doing BOP customer has promotion event. So this is my confirmation. I have two confirmation strategies for my BOP variant. Win is my one, redistribute is another confirmation strategy. Under win, I put this customer CUST. Under redistribute, I put remaining customers. So when I run my BOP, first CUST, of course, that customer is number is not there. I'm just putting that. First, his demand has to be fulfilled. Then we will come to the other guy. And then once we have done this, we will click on save button. We will click on activate. Segment you entered does not exist. Close. So where exactly?
Ram,
Yeah. Yes.
one question. You entered in the signature as a cust, right? So if we have multiple customers, like I have to give all the customer numbers over there, right?
Yes. So what you are supposed to do is that Souls, it has a different signatures. So let me cancel this. Suppose I put BOP segment, which is equal to 1 2 3 4, and I click on this activate. Okay, somehow which one do not want? Why it is giving error? One minute. Yes, now I have created my segment region. Do not want. Okay, I have added some empty. That's why it is showing as this thing. Now I have done my BOP variant. We'll go to configure BOP segment. I click on create button. Let us say multiple is my multiple customer. Multiple. Just I am just showcasing here. SO sold to party of the ATP document is equal to, not equal to, less than, in between. We have all these things. Equal to, I am single quote, I am just putting 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Then I click on and again sold to party of ATP document is equal to single quotes 2 3 4 5. I can give another customer. Is that what you are asking me?
Yeah, exactly. So if I have multiple customers, then I have to use AND structure, and then I have
Yes.
to
Or
give all one by one.
if you want to use a range, again range also we have.
Mm-hmm.
So is
Okay.
equal to we are putting, right? If I remove this whole thing, whole to party every dot equal to I put it. So here we have is greater than
Ram,
or is equal less than in is between. Hello.
can we put some customer account group or customer group?
Sorry.
Hello.
Yes, Astosh.
Can we put customer group or customer account group here?
Customer, see, we have, I just put it as an yes. That's why it is showing. You will have, for example, if you put C, customer group of sales data created by ATP document, customer group of the sales data of ATP document is equal to that. Also, you can do it. You just type, because there are plenty of selection criteria as given. You just put some letter. Suppose I put it as an, see, these many things are there. This is a standard one which is given by this. So if I put, for example, C, I am getting in the letter C, I am getting customer group of sale data created by ATP document, created by customer group, count sheet, concatenate. These are coming. For example, let us put D. Anything are there? See, document number of sales data, document number of stock transfer data, document number of ATP document, delivery group, distribution channel, division, delivery priority. So just put one letter E, then automatically see earliest F. If something false, okay, A, B, C, D, ATP category you are getting. So you just put first letter, then whatever categories you have, all those categories will be coming into the picture. Is that answers your question, Astosh?
But one question, where are these selection criteria getting stored?
These are created because HANA rule framework has all these concepts which are stored. These are not stored in any tables, but these are stored in HANA Fury apps. Where these stored, I do not know, but these are the standard selection criteria which is available in these Fury apps.
The
Still,
thing is,
so,
if you are selecting the first letter, then it's giving you the available options. But
yes.
if I'm not sure of any option, then I need the list of the means available options so that I can select.
Even this is a new concept which was introduced in 1709. Probably in another 6 months, you will get to know more details about this. Okay, even this much nobody is telling. I have a very early bird to understand this. Recently, 3 months back, I have attended this advanced ATP 4 hours training from directly from SAP guys. It's a very latest one. Nobody will be able to explain at least this much. Okay, so very 1709 this concept is introduced, and there are many other scenarios which are coming in 1809 also. We are going to attend that maybe in next couple of months. Okay, but a good question. I will check in my project where exactly these things will be stored, and I will come back to you in the next class. Right now, I do not have any answer for this. Okay.
And this BOP segment is it's always through the Fury apps, or it's through the my SPRO path also we can do.
Okay, right now these things can be done only through Fury apps. We cannot do this stuff through GUI. It will take some more time to introduce all this stuff in GUI. Right now, these are all available in Fury apps only. So no GUI is available for these concepts as of now.
Okay. Any mask creation is there, or we have to do one by one for every customer? Because it's too much complex if we are going to create for every customer one by one.
No. You can do it, right? For a range we have. For a range also we have, right?
Yes,
Suppose we select.
but sometimes some of the customers are not in the range, so we have to create by writing manually.
You have to do it. You don't have any other choice. but you can always define your these things, but this is totally new. So you have to do this. We are also writing many questions to SAP. Still, there are unanswered. What they are saying is in 1809, they are giving with more and more features about this. This is just started from 1709. So you will get to know all those stuff maybe in a couple of in 2018 10. That means after 4 months you will get to know. But if you understand this basic concepts, it will be easy for you to go into that those stuff. Okay. So
Yes.
yeah, so now we understood BOP segment and BOP variant. Then we have to run and then other stuff. So what I will do, I have a POC for advanced ATP, which I will showcase with an example. We cannot execute in training systems. This is latest one, so I will showcase that. Okay, guys. Now I am doing this as an ATP user. I'm entering. Now I'm entering my password as a blah blah blah. Now I went to this backorder processing. So I went to configure BOP segment. So I directly went to BOP variant. So in this, we have two confirmation strategies. One is win, another one is redistribute. So again in win strategy, we have two segments. One is BOP segment 1, BOP segment 2, and then BOP segment 3. So BOP segment 1, which is a rush orders due today, BOP segment 2, customer A group orders today and tomorrow. So we will go back to these segments and then see what this segments is all about. So if I go back to my segment BOP, ZBOP segment 1, which is a rush order due today. So if it is a rush order, it should be given prioritize. So here we are putting the prioritize is requested delivery date. So if you go back 1 minute, requested delivery date is the priority, and sales document type of ATP document equal to ZOR2, which is that means rush orders created through ZOR2 is a rush order which is in BOP segment 1. Second one is BOP segment 2. Sold to party is equal to US, this guy and that guy. Then in the redistribute, we have this BOP segment 3. So now we go to monitor product availability. We given that material and other stuff, plant, MRP area and other stuff. So I'm just checking my available date, which is a 500 is my total quantity. Now I'll go to my ATP backorder processing. Now I will schedule my BOP run. That means I am scheduling my backorder processing. So I'll click on create new. I'll enter my creation date, created by, last change date, and other stuff. I'll go to monitor BOP run. It is successful. Now, if you see how it works. So we have 500 quantity. Now let me understand this. Whatsoever matter, if I have a win customer, first there has to be fulfilled. So they requested 100. Earlier we have 0 confirmation. So because he 100, 0 to 100 on time confirmation I have to give. This guy is asking 120. Earlier this guy asked 100. Confirmation we have done 100, but he is into win strategy, the sales order. So he will also get 120. So 220 for win customers are over. Now in the redistribute, to whom first we should give in the BOP segment. So in this we have B2BC, USC Retai, and Web E is there. Here first requested delivery date. If you go back to BOP segment, redistribute, what we are putting? Delivery priority. One minute. Yeah, hi, sorry. So here in the BOP segment, we have put requested delivery date as well as delivery priority. So if I go back in the redistribute, For 27 we have to give 200. For 50 we have to give 50. So then what will happen is 100 plus 120 220, 270 plus 200 470. Then the last customer will be 150. He asked 150, but leftover will be only 30. 30 will be given to this customer. So I will upload this video. You go through it, then you will understand clearly that first win strategy customers will be fulfilled, then redistribute. Again in the redistribute also based on the requested delivery date. There is no delivery priority which we will be able to showcase in the sales order. What we have given we do not know. So the requested day, based on requested delivery date, he got that quantity. So guys, I will continue this advanced ATP concept again, and there are few more things are there. This is from the Fury app side, but there are, if ATP has to work, then there are certain things we have to configure from GUI part also. But those are standard SD settings as well as advanced ATP settings. I will showcase those stuff in the next class, probably next Saturday, depending upon whether we will have class 2 to 5 or whether we will have 3 sessions. You inform your availability. If all are agreed with that proposal, we will do it. Otherwise, we will continue to do it how we are doing. No issues. It will be delayed by another 2 weeks. That's it. So any questions till now? I will upload everything today. You just go through it, this documentation. I will upload regarding ATP. I will upload plenty of documentation. Your entire simple logistics course, whatever you have paid, 20% credit goes to this advanced ATP concept, because this is very much asking in interviews as well as in when you are implementing S4 HANA, people will have to look into this. So please go through it. If you have questions, meanwhile, you can shoot me, you can send me an email, all your questions, because I cannot answer directly sometimes whatever you are asking, but I will check in my project and I will come back to you on this. Okay. I'll upload all these documents today, or by tomorrow I will upload. Yes, Astosh.
Sriram, just one question. If a customer is refusing to accept a partial delivery, in this case, for last customer, we have redistributed it to 30 pieces only in place of 150. If the customer refuses to accept partial delivery, so how can we map that strategy?
See, refuses to accept. First point, this confirmation strategies is defined for us, not for him. Suppose who is giving maximum business to us, we have to take care of them. That's why we will put it under win and gain. Redistribute means normally we will put redistribute customers, one-time customers are giving less business to our customers. So we don't care whether they accept or they won't accept, only those customers. But we cannot put customer who is a priority customer into redistribute. In that case, if they won't accept, that's why we have to put that customer into win and gain strategy only. Redistribute to whom we should put. It's a one-time business with one-time customer, or very less quantity customers who are normally providing to us.
Okay.
Our priority customers will always be in win and gain strategy only. Our less priority customers we have to put in redistribute. Again, less priority customers, within that less priority we have to put fill. Then finally we put delete. Delete confirmation strategy. Okay. Any other questions? Deepak and Suleiman, I know you have some questions, but if you cannot post now, you can send me an email. I will upload definitely all these documents maybe in next 1 hour, other than today's recording. We'll upload recordings also today itself, mostly. And if you have any questions, please ask me. Send me an email so that I will look into it and then I'll come back to you. So you will have again class in another 15 minutes. So 4-5 you will have a class for EWM. So he will take. If you are interested till 5, just tell him that he will take only 1 hour class, not more than that. So it is up to you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you guys. So again, we will catch up after 15 minutes. Now it is 3:50. Exactly after 15 minutes, 4-5, we will start our EWM. Okay. Bye. Have a nice day. Nice weekend. Bye.
Thank you. You too.
Bye. Bye. Bye.